Good afternoon. This is Fari MZ. It's 5:11 p.m. on Wednesday, October 14th, 2020. This is our 73rd market timing webinar. We have kept track of it. We don't know it's going to be this long, but of course, once we start the PMT package, it took a life of its own, and it goes on and on. But if you go to our website, there's a educational webinar. You'll see them up to a point where we went into the PMT and the balances. And I'll suggest you also take a look at trading terminology. This is our V2 website, our second website. The first one didn't have a login. It was free. It was put-call ratio. We have a third one. That's for chat. That's for real-time stuff. That's on Microsoft Cloud. So all of our global customers hear my voice, see my Skype in real time. The package that we're going to be talking about is PMT. Today, or is it yesterday? I think it's today. Or is it tomorrow? I'm sorry, it's tomorrow. It's the 5th year, and you can see it here. We had issues at the beginning, and you can see it's 10:16. That first week we had issues. We had to do formatting, update, and all of that, and we really sold it dirt cheap to get started in exchange for feedback. Because our 5th year, we're going to offer you the top package as a deep discount, which is the PMT Pro. But we want to make sure it's for auto, make it simple. We try to make it ready for also for auto trade. So it's 6 months or longer. In this package, we're going to keep it simple. It's the annual one. It will be 30% off. That's quite a bit. We've never done that. We do 10 to 20, mainly around 15 is what we do because of value. You see that we have you go to our testimonials, you see their people's name and phone numbers and emails, and says, it paid for me first trade. So, but because our 5th year, and some people were writing about it about a month ago, they got the calendar wrong. I said, listen, go to the archive, you have it. By the way, if you don't have a login, you can still see the archive right there. Free PMT preview. It hides, because I'm coming as a visitor coming in, it hides the last few issues, the last 4, I believe. Rest are there, and you can just switch and can go anything you want. Charts, emails, everything in there. Now, we're a little bit behind on emails because of my managed fund, the futures managed fund is really taken off. Tico Capital Management, I've been just extremely busy. And tumultuous markets. So I'm very, very pleased to announce that one of our key followers here, Captain Stephanie Alexander, she's a U.S. Army retired officer, and JAG. She's a JAG Adjutant General. And as a matter of fact, one time she had to represent Admiral Tico on a Section 90 hearing, which is insubordination. Yes. So before he was captain back then, Tico, but he was to get stripped of his rank. But she saved his rear end. Yeah. So she's a very, very good lawyer, and she does also some of my work. And she's taken a cryptocurrency public, so she knows good trading. She's in the chat. She trades at night. She trades at day. She's good. She'll be looking over my shoulder, make sure we're correct. We don't make a typo. We don't write things wrong, and so on and so forth. Plus, for example, yesterday we launched an email that said, this is from, I'm sorry, I didn't. Admiral Tico did. As you know, he's got his own email. Admiral Tico sent a launch command out. Okay? Here's a launch command. This needs to be there as of that time stamp. Why? Because we make a chronological order because it's an online newsletter. You need to know when this went out. That was the, and then prior to that was a setup. It gives you a setup, says, go and check the setup. Why we don't put the trade here? Because we don't want it to forward to others. And we need to log in, and you want to see everything. And that's where others are moderating it, watching it. If there's an error, we change it in one place. You do not have 2 emails to make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you get a correction that says, check the website now. And then that's the setup, so you know what to do. You get this, the picture is different, okay? Just so you know. Then you log in, you see the trade. This is as of that time. When the email comes, why am I going over this? Because you guys got the right to me and ask questions. Trust me. When the optimal setup is that day, or for that day, he comes in and says, again, it's encrypted from his ship, SSPN 731. I suggest you look that up. Remember, he's from Alabama. That's the trick. He will give you the execute command. And he will give you the latest bid-ask spread on each leg. Again, doesn't tell you what the trade is. People ask why, because you cannot forward this to others. That's how it is. So you have to still go back to the rest. You have by then, hopefully you have already programmed this on your machine. You're waiting for his command to launch. What is he looking for? Optimal position, theta, gamma, uh, uh, I'm sorry, theta, delta, gamma, and chart position on sigma channels. Okay, so that's what we do. That's what we launch, and then you have your stops are based on. It's a complex setup. 80 and 20. We added a new feature there that if you put this up as your stop when you get into trade, and then this is your first target. Once that is hit, you bring for the balance, this is your new target for the 20%, and then this is your stop. This way it ensures that the runner will make money. It's not a break even. It's about 61% delta there, or 60% delta between these two levels. So I'm sorry, the entry and I think this was 50. Yeah, this we gave it a little bit looser setup, but usually a little bit tighter between the first target and entry. We do this so that if it drops there, you got a winner. Now, I don't know if we hit this or not today. Let's see. 34.20. No, we're not close to that. No way. Yeah. It was wide. Yeah. Well, it is high. But that's how it works. Now, if you do other trade, some accounts are small, and this is 80-20. So if they're trading, let's say, 10 contracts for you, they're not going to do 8 and 2. Just because getting rid of a 2 is not going to be easy. The 8 is easy, not the 2, the remaining. So they just go to first target. Remember that. So those who self-direct, they do a little bit better because that's the juice. That's the runner that go up there. Now, let's go to market timing. One more thing. Next week, we're doing another webinar. Has nothing to do with market timing, but it has to do with idea selection. If you trade the stocks, you don't want to miss next Tuesday. No, we don't do Mondays. Next Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m. The invitation will go out tonight. We just don't want to confuse the two. I'll just give you a little quick look here. 1 second. Nope. It's been a long day. Sorry. Here we go. Skype. No, it's not here. Sorry. It is one more. What do you call it? No, I can open it here, right? I'll open it here. 1 second, please. Sorry. It's on a desktop. I don't want to open that. That's too much. Let me open it here. And that is, what's the file? I think it's DMZ NQ. That's the one, right? There we go. DMZ NQ. Right, there we go. Okay, and we should have there we go. We're going to be talking about these. If you love what we have done with Sigma channels, CI, and now DMZ, this is about a year and a half old or so. Look what we have done. We built it for radar screen. As a matter of fact, the original PM, product manager from TradeStation for radar screen and option station is the same person, Mike Burke. He'll be joining us just to make sure that everything goes smooth, we answer and so forth. If there's any question, you can answer. This is finally it's coming to work, the radar screen, because the speed, the CPU, the version 10. If you're running anything less than 10, it's not going to work. Before there would be a delay between these prices, this price and the price up there for the chart. No more. But you need to be running version 10. Okay. And so with that, we started going back and updating our code because we even had it, but we had warned this is not working sometimes. And I think we had it from version 6. We waited 3 versions until they got it right. Now we're introducing it, and there is, and what we'll do is this action item, it sorts by the action you need. So if you put 500 names there, it tells you what names you need to work on now, and you can run it daily or even hourly. I don't say go. I won't suggest less than that. But I've got people who day trading with this, and they put options on it, and it's a rocket. We don't recommend it on a other trade, but it's a self-directed situation. All you need is version 10. That's going to be next Tuesday. Okay. We'll send the invite later today. All right. Let's go to market timing. That's what you guys came here for. Before we get into that, just so you know where we are, here's our performance. Okay. Hold on. Here's our performance mark to market. Some of you were here earlier. I just put the value in. This computes what we have recommended to do, long or short, versus what SPX has done. It's called buy and hope. You know, buy and hold. We call it buy and hope. So this is us. This is what SPX has done. It's all driven from the price of SPX. So we just change the date, our bias, if there's a change. Otherwise, the last one is always mark to market. Somebody questioned that. That's a smart guy too, CTA. I said it to him. Never heard back from him. He goes like, how come you're doing that? I said, well, first of all, Trey says, Diamond Digest says I have, and we keep track of it. Why? They're human. They're not infallible. They have made one mistake before. They missed one of our emails, so we keep track of it. And what matters to me is the delta, the spread between what we have done and SPX. Here, and this goes back 5 years. This is the time there's a webinar to that effect. We changed some of our indicators, and we said we're printing a deck of cards, just like George Walker Bush 43 printed for Saddam and his cronies. We printed a deck of cards, over 100 names there. Who are those? Those are the ones in Time Digest. Let me show you that too. Hold on. This is Time Digest, and so you know how this works. Time Digest has its own. If we send, there we go. We have a notice of change. It went out. There's a timestamp. That shows on the worksheet. They have to confirm that. Okay. If they don't confirm it, we're not in a trade. Okay. You won't hear about it. Once it's confirmed, then officially we have that position. And that's what shows up here. We added this recently, long from this level on that date. So total transparency. Now, then what else I want to show you? Also, I want to show you one more chart. The latest issue. Okay. Oh, there we go. Is this the issue? There we go. Okay. This is the issue that came out. I'm not supposed to post it, but I can show it to you because of this setup. Now, this setup. This is the ranking. And what matters to me is this distance. Okay. This is what matters to me. Mark is a very smart guy. I'm long, by the way. He's short. So we shall see how that works. And I'm not ranked down here because you see the stars. They have the same number. If they happen to be long 3 months ago, they're geniuses. Except they weren't so genius in April. and no, February 12th we went short. February, March and April they weren't there because there's a video here. So one smart Alec back here asked me, "Oh well, you're good with a target on the price. How about time?" I said, "What?" I mean, some people are good at price, some good at time. You asked me to be good at both, and also this trade. Remember, this is what we have done. We're coming off the cliff. We roll over a cliff. Okay, no, not here. Hold on. And listen, I'm not complaining. Okay, this keeps me on my toes. But you got to realize what we go through. So we begin to roll over the cliff right about here. Okay, and he goes, well, since you're so smart, obviously, yeah. Tell me about it. Where is going to be the bottom? You're giving a target. I said 21.7. Posted on YouTube, not YouTube. I'm sorry. Posted on the Facebook, on the Twitter, and LinkedIn. Something around that's 7,000 there plus 150. About 162,000 people have seen it, or at least had a chance to see it. We said 21.7, an equivalent in S&P, but I do my work on S&P because it's 80% of U.S. equities. That's what to me matters, not the 30 Dow. And then some people wanted that, and then 18,000. How do you come up with those numbers? 21.7 answer was the December 18 low. Remember New Year's Eve? No, I'm sorry, Christmas Eve. That was the low. That low. We need to test that. If we can break through that, we have further to go. It's called retest failure. If we bounce, then the thesis changed, and you better change your call, or I better change my call because you're going to receive it and you want to act accordingly. What was 18,000? Was the day Trump was elected. So to me, if the people are upset with him, especially hedge guys, I mean masters of universe. I'm not talking about mom and pop. I'm not talking about average voter. I'm talking about masters of universe. Kovner, Caffrey, Druckenmiller, these guys. They're going to teach him a lesson. They're going to take it all the way down there. And so this guy says, okay, 18,000, okay, whatever. But how about time? Back to time question. I said, okay, you know what? Going forward, early part of March, the first date I see as a problem, remember, this is elevator, this is escalator. We drop fast because of fear. We go up because of greed slowly. I says March economics, March 20th. Guess what? This this is this is 23rd. Sunday night, which is not a day, it's not a trading day, it's a Globex. The YM, the Dow futures printed 18086. So if we call from 29,000 up to 2006, I think is a high. What is that number? Yeah, 29,006. 11,000 drop. We're up 86 points. I think we're okay. At least let's say this. Admiral Tico is okay. That was not a bad call. And the low at next day was the low. The next day. I mean the next trading day, because March equinox was Friday the 20th. The next trading day was Monday. Guess what? We start getting long middle of the day. I had my email ready, set. Well, we're going long. And that was a low print. And that's how we kicked ass. That V bottom just wiped out everybody who had any chance. That's why we have those deck of cards. So, but anyhow, we've done that. Now, up here, we got into some issues. Let me come here. Why? This is SoftBank. Nobody knew SoftBank will short those calls. Economy didn't change. Actually, if anything, got worse. COVID didn't get better. COVID got worse. Yeah, we had a little bit of blip. Something would get good in 2 or 3 states or 2 or 3 cities, and then the rest of the country would go bad. So, in aggregate, we still had 800,000 million initial jobless claims by any standard. Right now, 2/3 of the economy is gone, according to BLS. I'm sorry, BEA, Bureau of Economic BEA, Bureau of Economic Analysis. I posted it. Their own charts. We're down 30%. Economy didn't get better. So why the market went up? Because our very smart guys, the guys who also invested in Yahoo, SoftBank, had $1 billion in calls, short calls. When one little rally, they start to cover. When they start cover, what do? Instead of covering their short and stalling their pride, they start buying stock to balance it. That's why it's rallied all the FANG. Of course, in the era of COVID, yes, technology means, like, for example, yesterday when the bad news came on the second bad news from Eli Lilly, actually there was a small rally in techs. You know why? That says we still need the techs. We still got to be in this mode. So there's that decoupling that's involved. So because of that rally that we had in the FANG, and they're appropriately involved in the SPX or double listed, it lifted SPX. So we had a couple of right and wrongs. We got somewhere within some, and this is our end result, which we're proud of. It got a little got noisy there, so it's down here too. And that's where we are now. So good, bad, or ugly, that's where we are. 108% over S&P in 5 years. Not compounded, straight line. And how many trades? 146 trades. So big sample size, long duration, and that. Now, why is it important to me? Because if you go here, and this is a clincher. Oh, not this. That's the newsletter. The actual product page. You see this. I was 8 2 years ago. This is end of. This is January. This came out of 19. I was number 1 for 8 years. Did not make 10. Do the numbers. We have 2 months to go. If I am that far apart from, if I am 26% with 2 months to go, hope all things going well, I should be timer of the decade. Okay? Having said that, let's get to some charts. That's what we really came here for. Not talking about advertisement, but I just wanted to let you know where we've come, why we're here, where we're heading. Okay? All-time high, 3588. This will be taken out. I think why? I think we see some calmness in the market. That's what the market is saying. I don't think it's going to be, because it's going to be but I don't want to get into politics. And I don't care what you think politics-wise. It's not my opinion. I just use facts. The numbers I look at, the people I talk to, billion, multi-billion-dollar funds, so some friends, some classmates, some people, friends of friends, they see the blue tsunami coming. And that creates all the craziness we've had. And hopefully, we'll have a solution for COVID-20. solutions for COVID-19 are a little bit too late. The damn thing mutates. But at least they've learned a few things of what nothing to do. And as a population, we have gotten better. We are wearing masks. In February, I didn't have any PPE. Now I've got closets worth of PPE. Why? If my chef, because of my food, I have to have somebody cook for me. I can't. So if she's due here after this seminar, they cook for me because I have psoriasis, a different animal. Or the maids come in. I give them PPEs because they go to other houses doing other things. I want them to be covered. They can't bring it here because of my psoriasis. I have immune deficiency because of Chicago, lack of sun. And down here, you guys keep me inside. We're so busy. But longer story short, I think you're going to see both in down ballot and what's happening at the presidential level. You're going to see calmness coming to the market, and that's what the market is saying. There was articles to that effect also about a week ago. I think on Wall Street Journal that I'm sure the opinion page didn't agree with that, but the data said that this is what most likely we're looking at. We're pulling back a tad, but I think this is premature. We'll see. We've had a very good run up. My mistake was this day. We have talked about it. We go over these daily on our morning brief, and I said this is a channel we have to watch. Above that was Thursday night. I was exhausted. I should have changed that. I changed the next day. Now, yesterday was the Insight Day. We talked about that also yesterday morning. You go to a webinar, you'll see there's no edits. We don't have time. We immediately post it. Sometimes we've gotten delayed in posting it, but the file timestamp shows when it was finished. The low here was less than this low. So that was technically Insight Day, which indecision. Even though we had two bad newses. We have to take a look at what the detail of this drop was from a news standpoint. I don't get a chance during the day to look at that unless somebody in the chat room writes it or I see it on the Trading News. By the way, Trading News are our official news service. It's expensive, but if you're running some money, it's important. And I'm going to have them come in and give you guys a 2-minute spiel. I find them ahead of CNBC. I mean, like non-farm payroll, I yell in the chat room from what they see, and 30 seconds later, CNBC has it. So they're pretty good. And then also, if you trade at night, it's very good macro stuff globally. I don't, because there's so much hours in a day. But anyhow, so I have to search that. The Sigma, the second Sigma, the first Sigma I would watch for, 3, 4, 5, 7, because we went very close. We did not hit 3 Sigma, but I have other items I'm going to show you why this is supposed to, it should go up. We're still on the upside, positive on CITF. We pulled back because we went too far, too fast. I understand that. This day was massive, and look, this was ahead. So that gave a slight potential signal of bearish divergence. We went higher in the price. McClellan oscillator pulled back, but I mean, this is not the most efficient oscillator. Sometimes it doesn't give you. This time it did. It's because this math is a little bit old-fashioned. NDX, the big signal would be if NDX underperforms SPX. Then we got a really problem. Yeah, so that's what we want to watch for, okay? Going forward, canaries in a coal mine, we want to look at these two, Russell and transportation. Actually, the other way, transportation and Russell. Very strong run. This was all-time high for about 2 years. Recently, we broke through that. Let's go to the next chart. It will be a little bit easier to see. This was all-time high, okay? This was put in August 2018. As a matter of fact, that was one reason I went short in October of 2018, okay? And the rest is history. I mean, just that was another. That's why I was ranked 1 for 8 years. Because if the cumulative 8 years you look at, we had killed it. Based on not a straight line. No, all of our trades. No, all of your trades versus others with all of their trades. It's a massive database that Time and Digest runs. All they do is that they type in, email comes, so and so change. Here's his position. And then they have a data file that gives us S&P. They have gold and they have bond, but those are very small guys. So it's about 120 people. And as far as I'm concerned, at least the top 20 are best of the best. Because some of them I used to invite to come in to talk to my user group in LA, but I was running it for about 10 years. These guys are awesome. So they're a formidable crowd. Some of them are bogus. There was one guy who was gaming the system, sending the trades in at 8 in the morning. You can't do that. He was a day trader. For 6 months, he was good. We all wrote to Time and Digest and said, this can't be. The guy's not losing. I won't mention, but there's certain brothers on certain channel called it starts with we call them Comedy Central. Okay, they have no losers. How could this be? Can't. You trade. You're gonna have mistakes. I traded 3 accounts today. 2 of them did very well. One of them, I barely recovered today on that. But it's what that. It is what it is. You can't go back and rewrite history. So we went after this guy, and they, you know what the Diamond Digest said in all fairness said, okay, we're going to change the cutoff. Now you got midnight. Within a month, he was wiped out. He was gone in the ranking. So the system cleans itself. Anyhow, this is a key point here. We made a new high here. I believe the second, no, 12, I think. No, 16. 16th of September, we made a new high, pulled back, and now look at this. 5 rays in a row made new highs. Okay, and even we touched it again. So next 2 days are crucial. This leads. This has always led the market ahead of transport, ahead of DJI, and ahead of SPX. Why? Online economy is one thing, but even more now. But now, for everything we do, including because of EPA pushing the oil to transportation rather than pipelines. So, or pipelines are full. That's another issue. So, if transportation is going up, it says something about the forward economy. Right? That's that. Now, what about risk on, risk off? I'm sorry, I talk all day, so I have to keep it moist. Okay, Russell. This is on and off. Notice it has not been a new high. This is a key concern. And part of it, of course, is this. This happens to you, you're going to be gun shy. The average mom and pop doesn't know to short here, or don't have Captain Tico or Admiral Tico to do that. Actually, he was a captain. By March, by about here, he became admiral. Trump got him to a recess appointment because Moscow Mitch was at home. During the recess, he became admiral. But Captain Tico shorted up there. And this takes guts. Actually, we shorted a little bit before. These 3 or 4 days, oh my God. Very difficult time for me because I had sold a bunch of assets and put up a margin for the short. Yeah. Plus existing cash. Yeah. I believe this was big, but I didn't know it was going to be like this and this fast. But anyhow, and so this is what it is. The 2 or 3 days were very difficult. Yeah, but especially if I have psoriasis, so it messes up your system, your GI tract, everything. Long story short, we got to watch this. That's outside bar. That's not good. That is a red flag here. So, and we drop 1%. So and we're up here. This side, I don't know how to consolidate these two. +1, -1. We'll see who's going to win. This usually conforms to what NDX does next. Transportation always kind of gives us a forward view of DJI and SPX. We used to run a software, we still do, some people do. It's called MAC. It takes these 3 and predicts what ES is going to do, the future. Yeah, a few minutes forward. That's just, it's mind-boggling, that accuracy. So, pre-OTF. Okay, SPA1 Momo. And I'm going, it's 5:30 now. I better hustle. I talk too much. I apologize. Okay, one of our pages, again, transparency, has a wrong sign in a history, in the archives. We're going to catch that. Between Stephanie and I, we're going to catch that. It says Monday. The signal is Monday. Can't be. This is weekly. So signals are only Friday. We don't use Wednesday. Some people use their weekly on a middle of the week signal. To me, it's Friday because one of them is non-farm payroll, the other one is option expiration. No, I want Friday close. So it's always a Friday because it's weekly. So we're on this, we're a buy. On a daily, we're a buy. These usually don't go together that often. When they do, they kind of reinforce each other. And it's mechanical. The software is slightly different, but they're mechanical, they're trend following. If you heard of John Henry, is the guy who owns, I believe, Red Sox. He built his fortune off of this trend following. The Turtles, Richard Dennis, and all that. Now, we kill it. We're in a webinar. All right, so now what do we got here? We got SV1 and Momo. Hold on. Persistent, huh? No soup for you. Come back next year. Okay, we pulled back. This is 3 sigma. This is a scrambled indicator by design. So forget the scale, what numbers are. What matters is sigma channels. Where are we on the Sigma channel on it? Of the internals of SPX, massaged, some numbers added, it's multiplied by a number and added a delta to confuse the heck out of you by design. This was done for a hedge fund in New York in 2008, before the troubles, before the peak. Peak, I believe, was March 16th, no, May 16th. It's before then. And then about a couple of weeks later, I knew that was not enough. We created a smaller brethren called Momo. Why? Just like you have a signal line, you have a CI and a signal line. Momo is a signal line for the SP1. Well, we look for divergences, okay? And so far, we haven't seen anything. We did see some back down here. You can see down there. It's actually beginning to turn early. We're still dropping. Market is dropping. This saying we're going to be near the low soon. That's how good this is. The Momo. Okay. As a matter of fact, some of you guys, the diehards of these studies. I know sometimes on Twitter you ask me, what's the Momo? Once or twice, I don't mind. I share that with you. But remember, this stuff belongs to the PMT package. But once or twice, it doesn't matter. It actually shows that you guys are following. What I look for is above 10. I gotta get carefully. Be careful. Can it turn before 10? Of course it can. Yes, if the market weakness shows up, sure. And then the buyback is below 10, below negative 10. I'm sorry, down here. And this was historic. I think it was 14 something. Let's read there. Let's see what that was. That's also low. 1607. Negative 1607 was that. I knew we're near the low. The issue is how the actual, because remember, good indicator turns ahead of the price. If the indicator is turning after the price, why do you have it? Put it on eBay and sell it. It's worthless. If it's coincidence, well, the price is telling you that. You want to be indicated ahead of it. Now, then how do you trade it? You got to create a delay in you. You know it's coming. Remember, indicator is not going to pay you. Price will pay you. But indicator gives you a heads up like you've never seen before. If it doesn't pass that test, you know what? Sell it. Yeah, put it on eBay, sell it. It's not worth the paper it's written on. How long does it take to develop these? I don't know. Sometimes too long. So, I mean, the DMZ I showed you earlier that we made into a radar screen, we made it from DCI, our second indicator. It was a derivative of that. But the light bulb case in my mind, because I'm not that smart anymore, early last year. So Ken Simmons, one of the guys in the OTF room, and I showed it to him, and Johnny, Alan Johnny, and also Mark Esposito, our option guy. I mean, another option guy, our ES guy who, 27 years at DPM as an option, DPM at SIBO, one of the early ones, and a partner with Wolverine. The four of us worked on it. We fine-tuned it. But that was a derivative of DCI, our second indicator. But it didn't even hit me until several years later. You go here, there's a proprietary indicator out of the pro part, has that. And this is it, our second indicator. Actually, this one, the diff came in later. We had that, we had this, and then we came to the indicator, the diff. This one, we massaged it and became DMZ, demilitarized zone. Above it, you buy, below it, you sell. Why? In a combat zone environment, you trade short-term NQs with leverage, multi number of accounts or contracts. You don't have time. You have to be visual. You have to be. So we use same color codes everywhere. And we use visuals to show us what we should be doing, just in case. You don't sit there and think. You need to execute. You shoot first, court-martial later. That's how you have to operate. VXN, VXO, RVX. These are the four we look at. This is the vol picture across the S&Ps, S&P 500. Although I don't like the structure because there's a backdoor in there. If the SIBO guys are here, I couldn't be saying that. Hopefully they're not in here with a Yahoo email. Yeah, they don't like me to comment on SIBO, so they have a sponsor some of my work, but it's okay. We coexist. OVX, VXN, and RVX are the old VIX protocol. Actually, I had my VXN running 6 months before SIBO had, and how do I know that? Because I was hush hush. Robert Rayleigh called here, the guy who did the original. It's called VXO right now for S&P 100. I found a mistake in his protocol on his website. It didn't match the the protocol published by SIBO, and which one do you program? So I had to call the boss, right? The source, the guy who invented it, and became a friendship that continues to today. So, but these three are there. Why do I bring it up? Be careful how you use VIX. This is the proof. This is the true. These three are true volatility measures. This one has a backdoor. Depends on where the volume activity is. So if you want to move it around and you're a market maker, guess what? You go to a different strike, you keep buying and selling it. It changes. To me, that's not correct. It used to be 8-way, a box around the price. Okay, so you cannot change the rules. This allows you that. But SIBO always leaves a backdoor for the members. Keep in mind, all exchanges do, not just SIBO. Look, why is the settlement on S&P 500 has to do on the settlement, on the expiration, with the last opening value, not the last one open and all the values at that moment. No. Once they open, like all the big names open, boom, of the 500, 450 open within the first second, they record that. Then the other opens, because of delays, whatever, trickle in. They take the open of each. The last one could be 20 minutes later. Everything has changed by that. But they use open of each. That's the back door. They can manipulate that. Maybe there's an imbalance. Maybe there's news. It could be 45 minutes and you have 3 of them still open. Guess what? There's no settlement. To me, that's not right, but that's how they do it. So there's a lot of things I don't agree with, but anyhow, this is now this we put the one thing I should tell you. We put the current contract in on crude. They use part of USO in there, so you get some spikes in there. So you have to be careful. This is the oil volatility, but my interest is VIX and the VXN. This is at Nasdaq 100. So we recently had some spikes here. You could see this could get really up there. This is that I was showing you. But you can see where we went. We went to 190 there. What was the high there? 84. Yeah, it's high up there. Up there, your trade is good and bad within seconds. So you have to be extremely careful. And I would only trade futures. I wouldn't trade options because you have 100 delta and good leverage. That means you get your target faster, dollar value that you want to get up, not price target, gain target. I want to make $2,000 today, for example. Okay, you get that up there with the futures much faster. You have more risk too, but with options you have a 50 delta, and you have a bid and ask spread. You don't have that up there. It's hitting so fast you can get in and get out within milliseconds. So when it gets up there, stop the options. If you're not in already for a long-term forecast like we provide you, then you have no business going up to try to put the option on. You're going to get killed. You're going to be decimated. I can think of a debate recently that was like that, but I won't mention it here because we want to stay out of politics. Remember, I'm a Republican, but I've got a conscience. Yeah, exactly. I'm a diehard Reagan and Bush family Republican. So let's go on to my favorite, SQ. When this was being developed, I got a call. The gentleman worked for Citadel. And he says, Patty, I want you to take a look at this. And of course, I called SIBO and I said, I knew a couple of design guys. I said, I want to talk to you guys about this. This is the SQ. It is a complex indicator. It comes out at night. I don't know if we have the value or not there. And we posted here. It got to a point where we took a piece of the white paper and printed there. It's always there from the SIBO white paper. This is the downside tail risk. So it's the long out of the money puts on SPX. So it's not mom and pops because they do SPY. Mainly because premiums, when you're paying like $1.80, $1.90, $2, these are like $30. It's not a joke. And when they do 10,000 times, yeah, that's the number this thing picks up. It's out of the money. So it's looking what's going to happen here. And the signal is about 2 months forward, 2.5 months. This is the reason. This line you see up there, the all-time high, which is above the design limit. Design limit was at 100, below here, right there, about there, and 150. Once so far, since this data has been disseminated, which was it was not middle of the Great Recession. It was about a year after that. We have never seen this value until August of what do you call it? 2008. No, I'm saying 2018. Let me go back. This is crucial. It has to do with what happened this year too. Let's see. What are we doing here? Hold on. Let me get the calendar. Okay. This is not, yeah, there we go. There we go. We're getting to it. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, Jacques. There we go. Hello. Right there. There you go. That's the peak. Look at the time. August 13th, 18th. So from there I learned a lesson. Because as it does not hit over 150. It pops. I said, what? And then it gives a further, it goes forward and lower sigma wise. Remember, we use sigma channel to measure it against itself. This one we have to write the, well, no, this one we did it. Yeah, because it's not a spread, it's a value. And also, if you plot it discretely, they're just dots. Some days they cannot solve for it. They have to solve for it. It shows the percentage chance of movement, depending on what the value is. So you need that table that we put in the PMT. So, but here's the signaling. It gave that signal, and look what happened. This is October. This is November. This is December. We had 3 shorts here. And because the left hand, what's called left hand translation, you drop, you go up a little bit. You drop, go a little bit. You really drop. You learn how to respect the signal of the forward look it has. Why? Because mom and pops won't see that. It's the big guns who are seeing it and doing it. And they're buying down here big time. All of the money, premium is small. I'm sorry, what's the question? Hold on, let me finish here. I'll get to you. Don't worry, sir. So this would drop. This is SPX, so it's a bit expensive, the large contract. So I learned my lesson there, and then it's really, really dropped. But you see what happened? Once after the low was put in, it had no more value. Nobody was putting any more. What were they? They were buying it back. They were done. But they let it expire. I mean, they cashed out. I'm sorry, not buying back. They cashed out. We were buying it back because we were doing futures. As a matter of fact, I think AMB was here. I remember these few days, I was absolutely exhausted. And the position swings were massive. I mean, massive. So I remember on this day, I made 22% that day on the fund. I mean, I could not believe the numbers. One of the guys who had a portion of the fund, he and his brother were in it. He said, like, I got to take you out to dinner. I said, buddy, I'm going to sleep. Save the money. I'm exhausted after this move down on that. This was Christmas Eve. So this is the day after Christmas. This was Christmas Eve. And we had some, early on, we started with some puts because of this. We had seen that, okay? So we put some puts on as a protection, but then we switched to futures. But there was a time both were running in tandem. You had you were long puts and we were short futures. But as it starts running, it didn't make sense to have to keep the money in the puts. Better put the futures. Big bank. And then about like 2-3 hours into that day, we had to switch over. Next day was very confusing. I remember that. And then the rest is history. This was my toughest day in a while. Yeah. I made a slight amount of money. I should have made a killing. But there was a big intraday, you can see from that bar, move back and forth. And so, you don't know. Remember, it comes to you like this. You don't see it. Like if you look at like there, look up there. This is how it comes to you, one bar at a time. You don't know. Right now it's easy. We're all good Monday morning quarterbacks. So, all right. So anyhow, going forward, coming to it, we get no signal. Very quiet. Look where we are. So this is 19. Very quiet. That's why, in fact, last year there wasn't much of activity at the time in digest, back and forth. And then look what's happening. Look what's happening. Boom, boom, boom. October coming up. November coming up. Boom, boom, boom. Just look at this line. Coming up, coming up, coming up. December, shooting up. Boom. 4 sigma. I had to get to work. I knew something was coming. I had to get to work. Smart money, big money like that is smart money. There's a reason they manage those monies and you and I don't. Okay, there's a reason. It can't be family or blood or all that. No. Because they can't be a keeper of it. Money gyrates to the best managers. They could have the money today. I could have this money today. But if I'm not good, I'm going to lose it. It's going to go to you because you're better than me. Money goes to the best manager. So when that happens, I say, I got to get to work. Nothing is going on. Nothing's going on. News are quiet. We go overseas for a short hop in the Caribbean. Coming back, that's all you hear from people overseas. I said, huh? So I better get some research done. So I called a buddy of mine, right about here, at Goldman. And he goes, I don't know anything. What are you calling me? You should call this guy. Who's the guy? It's 404 number. CDC. So I better call. And the guy gets really hyper. Why are you calling me here? Call this number at night. You so-and-so? I said, no, I'm friend of so-and-so. Okay, call me at night. I called him. He gives me 2 words. Have you ever heard the story? Uh, uh, what do you call it? Chemical reagents, and hangs up. And he says, don't call me again. Sounds like a, Deep Throat. Remember Deep Throat in All the President's Man? So I said, so I called back. You know me, my nickname at Norton was Jello Patton. I do what I need to do. I don't ask permission from anybody. So I called back. I said, listen, buddy, you can't get away this easily. Okay? What is chemical reagents? What does it mean? He goes, we don't have it, you schmuck. I said, well, what's important? He goes, for testing. I said, well, who has it? He goes, China. I said, why China? He goes, because of EPA, we send it out. We don't make it here. And then I get a cold sweat. Okay, I mean, just my whole body. That night went crazy. Next day, I start selling any asset I could. Raise cash. I got to raise cash because something is coming. That signal means something. The guy says we can't test. He's a CDC guy. That's his history. So I had to go confer with my admiral, back then Captain Tico, and we set up a trade that we have to go after. And the rest is history. So now he's admiral. I'm still a chauffeur. I didn't even get a raise. I was a chauffeur back here. I'm the chauffeur now. So he became Admiral Tico. And I know another 200 people start following him on Twitter. Now he's got 1,200. Anyhow, that's the story of SQ. So now we get this signal moving forward. Remember, this is key. You got to follow this. June 30th, 3.5 sigma, almost 4. Remember, 4 is the key line, this dash line. 4 sigma is not a joke. If you go to, we have printed that for you guys. We invested a lot of time in being helpful and online. We're not going to babysit you. If you need babysitting, you're in the wrong place. Okay? There are a lot of good people out there. In terms of go to SIBO, go to CME, there are what's called trusted educators. They're very good people that go there. When you've been there a couple of years, you come here. Because we're not good for entry people. You're going to get overwhelmed. Okay? Unfortunately. But that Sigma channels, you go Sigma channels. Huh? Stop the script. What's going on here? Hold on. It doesn't like me. Hold on 1 second. Huh? Hold on. What happened here? All right, let me go to another window. Doesn't matter. Let me do it on this one. Hold on. Let's open a different browser. That's Internet Explorer. Gotta go. Oh, not V3. Sorry. Let me kill that. Sorry. No, not the chat room. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second, please. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. There we go. Go to here, terminology. Go to Sigma channels. We have printed that. This is the odds. This is 3 sigma, 99.73. Guess what happens at 4 sigma? 99.99. This is pure statistics. Goes back to Ottoman Empire, 400 years ago. That's why I call it sigma. So it's very generic. I don't need to call it Hamzy anything. I don't want to call it Bollinger Bands because it's not. It's way beyond that. It's how we interpret it really doesn't matter. We usually use plus or minus 3. 6 sigma, you've heard of probably Jack Welch, 6 sigma at GE. To the quality, you can see that. Why? This is the computation. So when you get to 4 sigma, it's not a joke. 99.99. That's a travel. So if you go to, what's this? Market open at 6 o'clock. Okay. When it goes to like 3.5, okay, there's something going on. What is that? June 30th, end of the quarter. So we have been on a watch, and then it's at the M. See the M results? Now this was a slower M. This went even higher. So we're saying, what? So far, nothing has happened. So far. I say that so far. That's where we are. Can this spike up? I don't know. Maybe. Depends on the whole thing out there, the whole environment. Yeah, what's going on in the streets, what's going on with the votes, what's going on with the COVID, what's going on with unemployment, so on and on. What's happening with the dollar? Look at our debt. If you look at all of those, This telegraphs something. Why? The masters of universe trade this. You and I don't. You better watch that. My whole website from day one, dollar weighted put call ratio, was based on follow the money. Forget what your opinion is. Nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about my opinion. They don't. Okay? What matters is what the data is showing you. Be numb. Be numb about the data. Follow the money. You'll be you're not going to be 100% correct, but your odds are greatly improved because when you put your own English on it, you're not objective anymore. You're subjective, and humans we're fallible. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to go by like well sometimes I said look early on when I got this and that I got a little bit bearish. He didn't pay. What? Why? SoftBank. Well, we didn't know SoftBank was doing that. These are the guys who also put $1 billion in Yahoo. Before, like several years ago, they had to write all of it off. Not the best traders out there. So, what are we going forward? And you can get this $ SKEW.X. That's Sierra Kilo Echo Whiskey .X-ray. Keep that. It comes from SIBO. You can get it. You can get it on your phone. Take a look. Best is to chart it. Do you need Sigma channels? Just build yourself a Bollinger Band and modify it. Put multiple layers on it. That's all. So key becomes interpretation. It's not the chart. It's how you interpret it. Why? Cause and effect. I used to build neural nets. Neural nets are based on you're training a brain of a child on a chip. How do we learn? How do we learn to talk? We understood food means we're gonna get something in our stomach. So that's what food means. So that's what probably the first words you learn. Tell your mommy and daddy, I want food. Not I want just food. Okay, same thing. Cause and effect. You keep on looking and you see what happened. You see what this did and then what that did. On and on, it repeats itself. So be on the lookout on SQ. Enough for that. This is an indicator I don't like called trend. Why do I bring it up? Because some old school guys do it. The problem is the geometric. I was a student of Bertolt Malkiel, the head of economics at Princeton, my first econ professor. He always said he's the index guy. He's the one who put us on indexing. Big guy on campus with Vanguard, John Vogel and all that. And they were nearby, Princeton to Philadelphia is not that far. But anyhow, he always told us, understand the index. If you want to follow an index, understand the inside, the construct. Okay, I say something to you on indicators because whatever you trade, you're gonna use some indicators. Better you understand the inside. If you don't understand, that's why it takes us so much to train you on OTF. You gotta understand the inside. If you don't understand the inside, you're lost. You're just like it's like at night going out with Tico. He's gonna take you around all over the campus here, all over the place in our complex, not campus complex. But you're not. It's a blind following a blind at night. You need to understand. I don't like what the geometric ratio here does. That's why we use logarithmic scale. People don't use logarithmic scale. It looks weird. And this is the end result. We smooth it with 5-day and 10-day. 5-day is cyan, red is 10-day. And then over time, we had to adjust the values a tad because of historical values, what it shows. Well, that's not very good. That says there's something wrong with the indicator. You have to adjust them, right? Like, for example, our CI, plus 100, negative 100. We made that 20-some years ago, 19 years ago. It's still the same. You don't need to change it. If you change your scale. I'm talking about scale. So it's old school. What does it say? I take a look at it, but I even stopped putting it on the PMT. It just happens to be on this desktop. I'm just showing it to you. But this says we were near a sell, and now we're not. Yeah, because we came back a little bit, but I don't know. This says Nasdaq is still a sell. We'll find out. I'm not too crazy about trend. Many times it's been wrong. So, Treasury yields. This is the 7 years highs. Obviously, squeeze that. It's meaningless. It's very low right now. I guess the only thing I want to look at is 10-year, but not here. I'm looking at. I'll be alarmed if we go past 220, which is 2.0. Divide this by 10. We're at 0.7%, so less than 1% a year. Yeah. So what was it the other day? I was talking to a client, and in his best friend account, we had made 12%. And he goes, "I want that." I said, "Well, sign up." He goes, "Well, I don't like your fees." So the other person jumped in and said he made 12%, so and so. You know how long does it take for us to make 12%? And then it sank in. He goes, yeah, banks paying by points, like 70 basis points. That take like 18 years. I said, yeah. So shut up, sign the paper, you come in. If not, go away. I don't have time for you. So these numbers are low. We're going to be low for a while until there's a problem. And then it's going to be a big problem. Make sure you have some gold. I'm not a gold bug, but this is what tells me to go. That's when nobody shows up at Fed window, at New York Fed. I don't know what that be, but if we get debased, in terms of oil is cheaper, we don't need as many dollars, and it doesn't have to be reserve currency. Okay, that will cause major problems for us. You make sure. I mean, you guys see real estate take a 50% haircut. Yeah, yeah. This is key. The 10-year. So far we're okay. So far we're there. It's a flight to quality, but we can't be forever if we keep our finances like this. Look at our debt. I know that was COVID, but even before that, we've had highest deficits in years and years and years, if not all, before COVID. So we're in deep trouble. Read Tom Friedman. You'll see what he's up to. These are something you need to take a look at. What are these lines? These are monthly SPRs, support, pivot, and resistance. Yellow is pivot. So, and you see how it isolates. I mean, how it moves back and forth. I usually look at it with this. It's gone too far now. We take this out. I don't even print them anymore on our PMT because it's meaningless. Early on there was a time for that, but not now. It's just gone. And this is the low. Yeah, this is the low. This is how low we got negative. We had a negative carry on the IRX. This is a 91-day discount rate, not the YTM. These are YTM, yield to maturity. You have to compound these 4 times. That's a mistake CNBC was doing when they were computing premium. That's a separate story for another day. Okay. I have to come up with a better analysis on this. This whole issue of April and May, I'm saying March, April, and May created a havoc in the VIX markets. And also oil. Oil no delivery. Yeah, exactly. This, we had to even shift this. I wrote a paper. You can read it. Those of you who are new to us, you could go to, no, we're lost over there. Why? I don't know. Okay. If you go to, no, if you go to our homepage, okay, let's go to our homepage. Go to V2, not V3. Let's go to V2. Okay, there we go, homepage. Go to this one. I used to teach over there. These are what's called master sessions. These are the faculty, a guest faculty and some of their own. If you click on that, it shows my blog over there. It shows some of the highlight of what we printed. Go to the last one, read this. VIX futures spread, a favorite tool for picking bottoms. No big declaration. Nothing I found. No, but I put it together and built it. You click on that, and there's a good read on how it's done and what we're looking for. That interpretation right now is not working because the shift in what happened with the front month and forward the VIX just went crazy. And we're yet to get to somewhere where it used to be. So if you go there, keep that caveat in mind. This year, we've thrown a lot of correlations out. I've heard it from other people too. So you got to watch it, how this is read. Frankly, I don't have a solution for it, but I'm keep watching it. We did a shift. We added, I think, 4 handles to it. It was a little bit better. It was a lateral shift, on the x-axis. Still not getting it. The problem is that shift has to be continuous or it has to be adjusted over time. Almost you have to write a vector of shifts, not just a single number. So too much right now to deal with. I got to analyze this. I'm too busy with the OTF. And, we had a contract change. Then there was a Jewish high holidays. So week was lost in terms of volume. We were based on block analysis. If the blocks aren't there, what are you analyzing? So we had to catch up on that. So I'm a little bit behind. So that. But this one, let's talk about this. This is SP2, our oldest indicator, circa 95, 96. Marshall Fried and I put it together. He was the, no, I'm sorry. That's not Marshall Fried. Sorry, strike that. IB levels are his. Initial bounce, yeah, is his. This was Stan Harley. Stan Harley and I put it together. He was my boss at Mask, and later in '98 he became Time of the Year. He made two trades. He he bought in he sold in July of '98, and he bought October 6th of '98 when long-term capital was flushed and was really bottom. Those two trades made him Time of the Year. Well, he had me work on something near this, not this elaborate, because he couldn't program. I'd helped him get started on TradeStation. But he had an idea he would do it by hand. This is a guy who was approved on the TARP, Tactical Air Reconnaissance Pod. You know this secret clearance Q level. There were like 10 people like him in the U.S. Backseat over 14, but I think from Texas A&M, great Navy guy, great trader. But he had the oscillator that would tell him what the price should do, but it wasn't this sophisticated. I programmed it for him. And I said, "Can I play with this?" He goes, "Heck, you wrote this. I don't know even what you put in there. You just give me the code, I'm running it. And I may need your help. So please do whatever you need to do." That was the first version. Over the years, we have improved that. This baby has not failed me yet. So right now it's pulling back. If it pulls back to 50, I'll probably buy it. So that means the move is done. Remember, on the bottoms, it is massive accuracy. Absolutely. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look where it started to give you a signal. And look at the divergence. The divergence coming in. So we're there. And remember, it's coming to you like this. Hold on. No. Oh, what am I doing? I'm sorry. I'm closing it. Sorry. You have to think of it this way. You're coming one bar at a time. This is where it's giving you a signal. And look how it pulled up. Now, reverse is a little bit different. Tops are not easily made. Guess what? Exuberance. Yeah, we're just excited. Irrational exuberance. Bottom is fear. So you have fear and you have greed. So we could even go back up again and we're not done yet. Even though there's a pass, it's not a divergence, but it's close. Because we didn't get that high. If I put the all-time high, that's probably a better way of doing this. Let me put the ATH in there 1 second. ATH. Yeah, all-time high. Boom. Let's put that on. Okay, you see what that is. Okay, so we didn't exactly hit it. So this is a little bit lower. That's not divergence. You want this to be higher and this lower. So we're not there yet. The Star site was made by Tushar Chande because of his book and reading that in a trip to Tampa from LA on September. Yeah, it was Labor Day of '98. On a flight back, I wrote this. Nobody had done the code, but he had described it, nothing major. But it's a very, very good indicator in terms of momentum. It's not CI. As a matter of fact, this showed me there's a gap. I need to have something which later on called CI, which is favorite of everybody now, but I had no clue. On the way back, 7-hour, 6-hour flight from Tampa, I wrote this. And then we run 3 of them. The code is open in his book, Tushar Chande, and it's on our. I don't think you can buy it anymore, but I think somebody recently got it. David, I think, got it from some off-the-wall place in Georgia. He found it, but you can take the code and put it. We give it out, but we give it as a part of our package, and because it's got coding there of the colors and interpretation and all that. But it's a very good indicator. It's like fourth generation momentum indicator. But that's why I told myself, hey, we need to build a 5th generation. That's what CI was. But that journey took about I probably used this for about a year and it took another 2 years to finish CI. Not working every day, never. But I had free time. And it uses limit theory, and that's a killer. And now we've had derivatives of it, the DMZ and all that. So anyhow. People say it clear. I'm not saying it. I don't care what I say about it. I want to see what others say about it. Okay, let's go to the last chart. We talked about this early on. That's important to watch. Okay, we went over it this morning, but this is the 13th. So let me see if I can do a refresh here. Okay, is it 14 here? Jess, we got it. Okay, 72. All right. We talked this morning. Excuse me. Reiterate. I can only have agree. That's the only word I can have. Sorry about that. Don't get sick with psoriasis. Get your son. Don't work in Chicago. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, we talked about these 5 levels up. The 75. Let's see, we get there. We haven't. We haven't done that. We got 74 and change yesterday. We dropped now, but the threshold that I'm looking for is 80, 85. Historically, and I've watched this. Only shows only 3 years maximum. Historically, and you can set it up down here. Maybe I'm running 2. You're gonna do 3. Yeah, but that's it. They won't give you more data on that. And it's done at the end of the day. It's a percentage of number of stocks is a scoring number. Okay, scoring percentage of an S&P stocks above the 200-day moving average. When it gets up here, you better think about shorting. Not long. It's too late. Those people who are, you know, called me and said they want to get long, I've got a chart. They're up here. They're my contrarian indicators. I have a few in the family, trust me. And down here, they're scared to death because they don't understand mean reversion. This is greed. That's fear. So when we get to this area, I think we should be very concerned. Sometimes it'll turn early. It can. It can. But right now it's on this journey. I suggest what you do about 20 and 50. I think default is 10 and 20. Too close. It'll oscillate. Okay. It whips off. Forget that. Use 20 and 50 and look for what's called a kiss. Okay. There's another near kiss there where it's a failed cross. This was a cross. That's a failed cross. That's a failed cross. This is a big towel. We're going to go higher. Okay. At least that's what this says. But if we cross tomorrow, all bets are off. Why? We're so news driven. We have so much chaos. Anything is possible. We're interconnected. So many things. But I look at this end of the day, and my threshold would be 80 to 85 area. So far, we're coming up. No surprises yet. Yes, there's some room for give us wiggle room, and it's a it's the shape of this indicator. It's a scoring. Remember, you cannot trade this. You can, but it's a percentage, and we're at 72%. At 75% and up, around 80, I would not be buying anything. I would be thinking about how do I get up some of my longs. Now, I don't trade stocks really. Very rare I've done, but family does. I have a number of affiliates, family members. The gal who helped me on my book. She still gets a review of her portfolio a couple of times a year. My recommendation to them would be get rid of your borrow stocks. Look at the beta you're carrying. Do you have some puts built in? Those good stuff. I don't think we're going to see anything here unless there's chaos out there. And I don't think that chaos is going to be long-lived here just because of the pressure I think is easing off in the political area. Yeah. So that's where we are. That's my presentation. Those of you, one last thing. Those of you interested on a deep discount, we have your emails. You still have time to send us email. You can send the email up to midnight tonight. Send it to admin@Hamzy Analytics. If you go there, there's a contact us. That's where it sends us. Or type in admin Alpha Delta Mike India November at Hamzy Analytics. Tell us you want that. We send you a link. When we give you a link, you got 24 hours. We just don't want too many people. It's not fair to other people. We just want, it's just it's anniversary, 5-year. Okay, we'll do it once, but not too many. We have a few people already, like 10 people are in, but it would be 30% off the top line, the annual rates. Just keep it simple, one payment, and that's the best saving anyway. You really gonna get extra savings. Okay. Hold on. Let me go there now. If we're done with any, first of all, Jason, appreciate that. Hold on. Hold your fire, please. Hold on, Hashim. First, market timing questions. Remember, we're done with this. The stocks are, what do you call it? Gravy. Any questions on the market in general? Is there any chart you want me to review, or at least a question about it? I'll be brief, or I can't. One more thing, guys. No one-on-one advice. I can't do it. I have a newsletter. It has to be a place where it's recorded. Others are present, either paid or unpaid. People can come in and see that. When you guys send me a note at 10 o'clock at night and tell me, oh, I can't tell my wife I'm short crude oil. It's killing me. What do I do? There's nothing I can answer you. And you got to be very upset with me. Why? First amendment, I don't get all of it because I'm a newsletter writer. I have to adhere to certain rules. For me to be protected and for you. By recording it, you're protected too. That's what I said. So, is there any questions on the market you want to do? How do you subscribe to options? There's option package. And we have a massive team that's putting together on that. Go to the product page. All of our products are there. But remember, hold on. Why is this thing giving me a headache? Hold on. Let me close this. Just let me clear that. Hold on. Let me that browser. I think we should shoot the browser. Okay. You go to products page. All the products are there. Now, if you're doing PMT, you get one option, and that's also auto trade. One option every Monday or Tuesday, whatever. We change bias. You do not get one on Thursday or Friday because we don't want to pay the theta over the weekend. Okay. That's cheap. One option. This one, the option. This is a chat room, and you don't have to sit in the chat room, but would help. We have some people do, but majority of them don't. They're on email, and you get templates. When a trade comes, you get a template. Let's say, go to GS. Let me go to GS. Because we trade on GS. Where did that go? You get a no. Hold on. What's the other day? No, I forgot. Where did it go? You get a template that looks like it's a checklist that says what's the position, how many size, what expression, so you can't make a mistake. Yeah. Because before it was just texting too fast or email mistakes. Wait a second. Let me see if I can have a quick shot here. 1 second. I should have. Hold on 1 second. I have him here somewhere. 1 second. Put this on. Okay. But it's going through some transition, but we're adding more capabilities there. HA options, streamer, no. Here, let me open the stream. How we put it together. That's even better. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't care if I show you. Here's our team. We collaborate everything online. So it's on Google Docs. When a trade goes out, here's our JPM trade. There you go. That's what you get. So we were working on this area. Camera is on this, and then goes out. We'll give you a logic. There's a thesis, what to do in detail, and goes out. And when we exit, we do it, and we go out. But you know what we got in, what our goal is, and we don't hold all the time. We make certain events, and I've traded every EPS for the last 8 years, no more than that. Last 12 years. I've traded every EPS last 12 years. Yeah. But a team, it's not easy. No. We have a process we go through. We have to understand the company, management, balance sheet, products. No special offer, no. No, it's not an anniversary of it. No, it's not. No, only PMT. Because it's a PMT 5-year. Yeah. I can give it to you for a little bit while you can test it. I can for free. But no, not long term. I think it's $250 or $300 a month. It's very valuable. You make money for it. If you play it right, you're gonna make money. It pays for itself. But again, let's see. You had a question. Oh, what's that Fango? You said sub option Fango. That was your first question, actually. How much cost? It's in the product page, sir. I don't know exactly. I don't want to misquote you. I'll go to HL. I'll read it for you. It's that simple. You click and go. It's $250 a month. Yeah, you need to have subscribe. We do subscription. That means on the anniversary, it charges you automatically. We don't go and charge you. We don't have time for that. We're too busy. We're very low on overhead. If you want to cancel, here's our notice. Cancel, and when you'll not get charged again. Now, if you just happen to miss it charged you this morning. You meant to cancel last night. I don't care how we send it back to you. We send the money back. Yeah, we're not gonna keep your money for you here. We're too busy. Yeah. So it's $250. The special offer is we'll give you a link. We're going to send the link. You send us the email. That's on PMT for this one. PMT Pro. Normally it's $1,400 a year. Will be $1,000. 1,008 comes out. 30% of that. You have only this one, not the Samurai and Accordion, just the big one. 1 year, boom. So it's nothing. It's like $90 a month. You'll make this for, if you do it right, you should get that back with the first trade or two. And there are 4 trades a month. Now, so when things get crazy, we don't have that. We give you targets, we give you buys, but not a trade up because we have to look at what kind of a theta Vega we're dealing with. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Jason, question for Jason. Ashim, please let me get to other people. I can't just answer. I don't understand what FU means. What is FU? I don't understand what FU is, sir. But let me get to other questions. I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay. No voice. Let me come back to you guys. Sure. Because I gotta get to everybody. Jason, FSLY is what kind of? Yeah, please, because we gotta get to everybody. Exactly. And if need be, you can do it on email with me. That's not a problem. I'm not giving you trades. We're discussing a subscription. You do it on email. Again, use admin. What does this do, Jason? Is that a solar? That's a very good question, Jason. Right. Yes. Until the shorts are bankrupt. Remember, we don't have the liquidity to stay against the market. Yeah. And usually we'll take somebody down. Then they'll let go. Remember Bear Stearns? I was buying when the market was dropping. And they were telling me first that I was wrong because a week before I was short. And this was the head of marketing for Option Express. I don't know, he got my emails. I didn't give it to him. So he puts a portion of his IRA in there. And he panics. Then he's calling me. I said, how'd you get my emails? He goes, well, you auto trade with us. I said, no. That's for auto trade clients, not you. You're an executive. You can afford it. He goes, well, are you getting on my case? I said, yeah, I am getting on your case. I'm Fari Hemzi and you're not. I was joking with him. I knew the guy, but I wanted to put him in his place. Then I tell him, tell me what you've done. Obviously, for the bigger portion than normal, he doesn't know sizing. And, you don't put more than 2 to 3% of your trade, 1% typical. So you could be wrong many, many times. And he panicked and he went long. He didn't like me that I was going short, and the market went up first. So, and I doubled down. He jumped out. Okay. So, oh my God. Then the next low was at 7 days later. I started buying it on the way down when Jim Cramer came and said at $60, investors are good people. They're my friends. I doubled down right there. On Monday, the stock was at 2. That's where Jamie Dimon came in and bought it. So, IT services, got you. Momo. Oh, I see. All right, got it. Okay. How much is it down? 28%. Yeah, but this is just went public. What's the market cap? Do we know that? There we go. Let's me put it here. Hold on. Let's get the market cap. Always look at market cap. Some of these names are not going to change. FSLY. Oh, where are we? Hold on. Huh? Hold on 1 second. Okay, there we go. Market cap is hold on. Hold on. Where's my market cap? Huh? Hold on. Let me go to this one. Hold on. That's okay. Hold on. No. Watch this. Hold on. Let's go here. It's there. That I know I have it. Okay. This is the one we're going to talk about. This is what I'm looking for. FSLI. Hold on. We even may have it here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. Because I've heard the name. Let me go to F. FSLI. There you go. Okay. Market cap is 9 billion. Yeah. No. Yeah. No impact. No. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe probably earning they missed. No, I don't think so. I show 15. Right now, you can see it's changing. You see that? Yeah. But that's close enough. Yeah. I don't think so, Jason. Here's the reason. Okay. It's not enough to shake everybody. Okay, that's why I appreciate you telling me what what sector they're in. Also, it's a new IPO. Yeah, yeah. Jason Wright is asking me. Okay, I'm sorry, Jason Green. On indices, are you looking at tech names? Yes, absolutely. We always are you. Here's a question: are you looking at tech names leaders for sign of up and down? We always do. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. We. That's why sometimes in that I specifically sort on this. Okay, I go up. Okay, yeah. Let's get to the tops and see what does the action item say. Anything? No, nothing so far. But this is what we do. You see that buys and sells come in. Boom. So how many buys do we have? How many cells do we have? So we can, this list is about 300 and change. Mainly it's IBD 250 growth. So that's a very good signal. Those guys are having a cell problem. Yeah. And this is very mechanical. It looks at the CI on the daily and on the CI diff, and it looks at the raw versus the smooth, and then also DMZ. This gives me a chance to not waste my time on 250 charts. And during the day, if you run it during the day, it percolates up and down because you're sorting on that. So I'll be the first one to get in there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes. Yes, they're all down because index is down. It has to. Zero arbitrage. Okay. How much index was down? It's down 1%. Of course they're going to be down. But I don't know about Netflix, but Amazon, yeah, I'm not worried about it. FP, I'm not worried about it. Roku, not worried about it. They should be okay. But I'm long the market right now, and if it goes a little bit lower, it still is good. Not too far lower. Past 50 bar, I mean, I'll be very concerned. I won't let it go that far. At this point, I would pull the trigger. I'll have more time now for market timing, believe it or not. Before last 2 or 3 months, you have no idea what we've gone through. Yeah. So it's been huge. Okay. Let me move forward. So that was Jason. Yes, sir. Thank you. We answered that. Good feedback, Chief. I appreciate that. How long do you think the stock indices will continue to ignore the crumbling economic picture? I think they're not. They're actually saying. Remember, if you do historical events and then you go back on the market, you'd see that again. This is like investment management. They teach you. I mean, I went to UCLA graduate school, yeah, AGSM. They teach you this, and I was privileged to have Jack Chilton there, the guy who did the warrant pricing, head of Black-Scholes. That the market is an aggregate, not individual, not one United of Pesos or what's the guy at Apple? I forget. Tim Cook and all that. No, but or when we talk about team, the balance sheet or the products, but in aggregate, what does the market say? Is that they're discounting the future events. Okay. To me, this is telling me, I hope I could be wrong, but to me, this is telling me that aside from buy and sell pressure, which is sometimes it comes in, that some things have to be sold. But in terms of if we're too overbought or too oversold, but I'm looking further out. So go back here and say, give me weekly. Okay. So take the short-term buying pressure out. We're still rising. Look at this test. This tells me the market is happy with what it sees in the future. So then I will take a look at FB. Yes, sir. I will bring it up. Then you look at, okay, what does the data show? What explains the future? It says that we're going to have a change. And they're welcoming that change. Because what we had was unacceptable. It was chaos. And the market cannot. I mean, listen, we have layoffs of 28,000 from Disney, airlines, all that. This is rising. Transportation is making new all-time high. Airlines are laying off people. You got to stop and ask yourself why. First of all, market will always go up to wall of worry. Wall of worry. Old dictum on the marketplace and Wall Street. And to me, it says, and also Democrats have had better returns. If you look at the data, I'm a Republican, but you have to admit, facts are facts. Democrats are far more better stewards of I don't say economy, but the market. But the market. If you think about the market will go. This is saying they're coming back. And it may be a sweep. It may be a blue tsunami. I don't know. But if you look at if you read the tea leaves, that maybe was heading. Now, I agree with you. The economic picture is very bad. 31.7% GDP gone. At least 11 million unemployed, purely unemployed. They haven't had any job since late February. Okay, some have come back. For example, 661 came back on the last non-farm payroll. This is government data, not my data, or Fox or MSNBC. This is BLS. This is BEA. You go to a website, not even somebody coding that. You go there. I have a Federal Reserve. I got the emails. I read that. I get them direct. Can you take a look at it? 661,000 came in. Estimate was 850,000, 840 on the non-farm. But we are having initial jobless claims in excess of 800,000 for the last 5-6 weeks. Prior to that was over 1 million initial jobless claims. The economy is in toilet. It's a horrible shape. But markets always has that forward look. Just like when it went to a hiccup there. Nobody knew all of this is going to happen. It knew something is going on. And who knew before that? Our buddies at SQ. The deep out of the money put option said that. So you have to go there and take note. So that's what I see. I hope the economy gets better, especially for a small guy. For me, it's been a Saturn launch. I mean, I've always done well because, first of all, we keep our overhead low, so we don't panic. I learned this in 2008. Half of our competitors got wiped out, according to Options Express, who were doing auto trading. Not because they were bad trades. No, the overhead killed them. There was nothing coming in, and they couldn't handle it. Boom, gone. All these emails, all these people with huge email lists, people canceled on them en masse. So because of overhead, they went upside. Why? People were afraid. It wasn't that the guys trading bad. People are afraid to participate. That's what happens when you drop. Some active traders, not the same day, but traders stay, but majority locked down, investment wise. Why? They're so scared now. They don't know what to trust or believe. We've got this aftershock of that. So, to me, the economy has to be improved for the average guy. Me, I'll survive. You know what? I can close my eyes and trade it. I know what to look for. I've had the best training in the last 20 years. It's called School of Hard Knocks. It has nothing to do with what I learned at Princeton or at AGSM #2 School of Derivatives. It's what I learned from Mark Esposito and Mark Caffrey and Chris Wagner and so on and so on. And I can name a bunch of you on the floor. You learn from them. That's the ultimate schooling. It's not. You don't get 3-letter words after your name either. But if you pay attention to what they taught you, and you keep your routine, you sleep well, you don't have debt, don't expand, you don't need. You make a back jackpot. You don't go and buy another Bentley. You don't do that. Okay. What I drive is fine. I'm happy. Boom. And you cannot have debt. You only get into trouble when you have debt. You don't have debt. You go long and short, long and short. As long you lose 2 or 3%, you reverse. Or you go to the sideline and rethink again. Take a breather. You just don't bet 50% of the farm. You just can't do that. Some money management and some decent indicator, and make sure your head is clear. Get your exercise. Don't be under influence. If you have a bad day, you don't need to drink. Pellegrino does. Now, if I drink, I go out with friends, and that's it. And it's with food. That's it. Keep it simple. You exercise, and then take some walks. I sometimes when I go, Tico and I, we go out, I leave the phone home. I don't even want to have a phone call. It reflect, and you'll be better. So you'll survive too. But average guy, listen, here, is this being recorded? Uh-oh. We have to edit this. Who was it? Who was Nixon's secretary? We need to cut off 18 minutes? No. I was going to food banks right about here. Giving my cash to food banks daily. Because I didn't want to, because food banks, I know, they're going to buy food and give it to people. I had some friends who were needy. I couldn't give them cash because first of all, they would know me. I don't want to know who I'm helping. It always has to be anonymous, and it has to be food because you could see the food. The lines here was incredible in Lee and Collier County. I never went to the same place twice, but they knew me. By then, they knew me. A few of them. They take you on one side, the other side is they're giving food out. This side is for the donations, and then they buy what they needed. It was crucial. You give cash to people, they can put it up their nose. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do that. Why? I knew people here were working $8-9 an hour and $15 an hour carrying a family. Do you know what kind of hits I was making coming in for the first hour on 100 to 1 as a 100 delta with a 49 to 1 leverage? And I'm calling the market. And these are directional trades. One day was March 16th was a Monday. It was 3,000 points drop. Okay, is this fair? That day was 3,000 points on the Dow. It was a Monday. Is this fair? What they would be making in a year, I'm making it maybe in an hour, maybe less. 1 second. I'm still in the webinar, but come on in, okay? Okay. My food is coming, so I gotta run. So that was what I did. To answer that, Jason, it's unfair, but it is what it is. All right. So, especially with 13 billion, right? NFL. Jason, yes, all down. FB. Do I see FB? Let me look at FB for you. Remember, I should be 7 o'clock was supposed to be here. She's early. Okay. She's usually late. Okay, fine. This is the FB. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna go and check the 304, but what you want to watch is this level, 253. I would buy it around 250, 253. I'm not sure if I want to buy it anything above here, but you're gonna see 305 in a hurry. It may not be this month, it may not be tomorrow, but that's a weekly chart. It shows a vibration. Okay. Yeah. Boom. I would buy it. This is a support. I want to see what this line is. It doesn't have to be this point, but it's going to be that line. It should not be much below 253. That's where I would buy the FB. And I would hold it for 40-point run. You're going to see 290. Not say 304, but you're going to see 290. It's going to run that far. Okay. Jason Green. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got to hold for. I was already holding that area. So hold on. Okay. Any other questions, guys? My chef is here. I gotta accept the food and so forth. Anything else I need to answer? Hashem, did we answer everything you needed? You said what? Special also not for. Yeah, special. Yeah, it's not for options. No, it's for PMT. It has an option trade on it, but it's really market timing. Most of our people do that for two reasons. They take the trade and they also have a portfolio. They know how to get with buy signals to get long and short. I've got people who've been there 3, 4, 5 years. Some even older. I mean, I'm involved with a professional fund manager turned sovereign advisor. So they only advise countries. They don't even advise funds. They don't. I mean, rate deal is too small. Does that make sense? So, pro. Oh, by far pro. Yeah. That's why we really done that. We did get special on that. If you guys want it, you just send me an email tonight because I'm going to send that emails out. And from the email, you got 24 hours. I mean, I'll send them all together. But if people will go down, I don't know. We'll see, but I don't see why. Yeah. Market has to drop a lot for FB to drop. Remember, it's software. So it's holding up there. Don't put your opinion in there. Look at the chart. Your opinion, my opinion means nothing. It's the chart. Just and stay sober about it. Yeah. I mean, listen, I sold Apple, okay, at 132. I said target is 90. A week later, this was a radio program. I said go and buy Amazon. It was 440. They laughed at me both times. 2 months later, it hit 90. I said cover so you have a free ride on it. Amazon. Amazon was 5 something by then. Now it's 3,000. Let's see who had the last laugh. They laughed at me. I know that because it's a radio program. Yeah, they were that 2 months. They told me everything you can think of. Go back where you came from, shorting Apple. Okay, it went from like 125 to 90 in one day. Go to April. Go to last Monday of 2015, August. Last Monday of August 2015, it hit 90. Cover. So then Thursdays was my interview. They start playing the drum roll for me. Yeah. Well, I would start the comment, and the phone lines lit. The phone lines would be lit. Yeah. So you got to look at charts. That was strictly charts. Sell the Apple, take that money, finance, you'll buy Amazon. Because I wouldn't want to buy. I didn't want to pay 440 for Amazon out of my own money. Let the market pay for it. Back then, nobody knew it was going to go to 3,000. Yeah. That's 2015. Go to Stocks and Jocks. The tape is there. Stocksandjocks.com. Uh, here, stocksandjocks.com. Stocks and jocks.com. Okay, the Stocks and Jocks. There we go. Financial Talk Show. They have all the archives. You go there. Let's see. I still have my stuff there. Yeah, and they never take it down. You could listen to my stuff, and you see, and you go back 15th of August 15th, from July 15th, yeah, to August 15th. Yeah, you can see that. So, anything else? I gotta run, guys. I got a food outside. Are we good? Okay. We got posters for you. Emails, you know what to do. And we'll send a copy once it's posted. It has to get post processed. Thank you so much for coming in. Do not, that's food, that's my medicine. Yeah. Do not forget next week. If you think you like this one, read this setup. Wait until you see what we have for you next Tuesday. Again, 5 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, guys. See you.